Millions of people already agree that Buzz Aldrin is an actor. They're more likely to say liar or shill, but it's a special category of lie when you not only claim stuff but pretend to do stuff. It's called acting. And of all the astronauts, Buzz has been NASA's primary hype man mascot for decades. The one most comfortable in front of a crowd, the face of the future of space. That's Buzz, short for buzzer, mispronunciation of brother. Cute story, but seriously, that character who's constantly stoking the buzz about going to Mars is named Freighter Aldrin. And his mom's name was Marion Moon. And lots of people have noticed his resemblance to George C. Scott, but that's not all they have in common. These two are the same age, birthdays barely 2 years apart, both military. Aldrin was in the Air Force in Korea. When he shot down a Russian plane, Life magazine published the photos. George C. Scott was a Marine, posted as a ceremonial soldier at Arlington Cemetery. He said all those funerals sparked his heavy drinking habit. Aldrin blamed post-moon partum depression for his boozery and became a publicly recovering alcoholic. Aldrin never really left the military. Scott's two most famous roles were as generals, and Patton was explicitly a pro-military propaganda effort deployed with some urgency to combat rising cynicism around Vietnam. And maybe it's all the saluting Buzz has been doing lately, but as I mentioned, a lot of people have noticed this. It's easily shrugged off as coincidence. But is that plausible? Is that reasonable? Your sense of facial recognition can give you false positives, yes, but they tend to be fleeting, and it is well known that your sense of incredulity or cognitive dissonance can likewise render invisible what is right in front of your eyes. The core questions here are, just how unusual is an uncanny resemblance between strangers? And are such resemblances more common between celebrities? It would be difficult to quantify the answer exactly, but we can frame the question as an experiment. As the number of people grows, the number of possible pairs grows much faster, and so should the number of uncanny resemblances, if they're all from pure coincidence. So if we compare the number of resemblances between celebrities to the number of resemblances between all the faces you know, the latter should be far greater than the former. Our hypothesis, simply stated, is that this number will be far smaller than it ought to be, statistically. Regardless of whether Apollo was a physical mission, it was also, at its core, a psychological one. A nation-bonding, world-bonding mission, a surrealist theater trip, planting a flag on the surface of the imagination. The space race created a whole new stage. This, the face race, maximizes cognitive dissonance. It addresses the subconscious, bypassing the verbal, which makes it difficult to address people verbally, as many of you have no doubt learned the hard way. Which is why, beyond the circumstantial coincidences between these two, beyond the statistical experiment, the primary argument we present is a truly accessible, non-verbal conspiracy theory. Percept over concept. No assembly required, no narration necessary, no language needed. Left hemisphere need not apply. Just look at these two. And while you do, consider the world in 2019. Interpreting these cryptic economist covers is an established festival on the conspiracy calendar. Please note the moon landing cartoon in the upper right corner is near to the universal nonverbal shorthand for lying, Pinocchio's nose. So far, so accurate, but what's that in between them? The words facial recognition and an image of facial proportion analysis. Is that the fatal flaw in the fakery? Is that the straw that will break Apollo's heel in 2019? Or is it just the song of the summer? You don't have to sit back and wait to find out. If you think this idea is a good counterblast to the 50th anniversary hype, spread it. You don't have to endorse it, just plant the seed. It is a funny coincidence, after all.